I better try to check in with you because I've not been on here in 3 days, and I thought everybody would be wondering what in the world's going on. So I decided, well, I would try to just check in pretty quick and see if y'all were doing okay. We're doing fine, trying to stay warm as normal and keep ourselves fat and fed. uh, so let me see, is anybody on here? I see three, maybe three. Um, we haven't done much of anything. Uh, I've been kind of under the weather myself. That's one reason I haven't been on, is because Mother and I have both been kind of under the weather. Now, it might be because of the cold weather kind of set in, and our joints and bones and everything just aches so bad that it's hard to motivate. We did get out today and we went, it's crazy, we went to two different Goodwills just to see what was happening. And of course, when we got there, being on Friday, I should have known everything is, uh, everything is so busy on Friday. So I don't know if there's any. Yeah, I think that's going right. I hope it is. Everything was so busy. I told Mom, I said, I'm not going to go in there because uh, there's too many people. We'll never get checked out. We'll never be able to, because I have to put her on her little scooter thing. It's not really a scooter, but it's one of those high quality kind of heavy duty, not high quality. Well, it's heavy, high quality, heavy duty walkers, but it's got a little chair, and with a little bag for a purse and all that. So I just put her onto that chair backwards, and I push her. Well, y'all, if y'all saw the Edith Head exhibit, you saw how I did it. So that helps me a lot by getting her around in the stores, and then she don't get uh, too tired, even though she's a lot better and can walk. Not for a long distance, but she's doing some better. Then I can push her around. And hi, David. Good to see you too. Hi, Alan. Uh, yeah, I kind of got on a little late. I've got to go let my cat in. Y'all just have to wait because cat's important. Cat's important. I'm sorry, but I've got to. I know y'all know how it is when you have a bunch of kids. Well, that's what I feel like I have all the time is a bunch of kids again. But the cats are my mother's. She loves those cats. I wouldn't dare not take care of them because that's she just that's her babies, and I know y'all understand. And we're just here visiting anyway. Nothing. We're not in a business meeting or in a court of law, so we'll be all right. Let me see here. Okay. Well, I don't know why my comments are not coming up on the big screen. I think probably because uh, it's YouTube, and I have to get my bifocals up here so I can read them. Hi, Melinda Roth, Geraldine. No, I'm sorry, Grandma Teresa. I'm sorry. I thought it said Geraldine. I can't say y'all. Okay, there we go. Hi, Grandma Teresa Gilmore. And Alan, yes, I was on a little late because I talked to Granny Pat, or no, I didn't talk to her. Now let me get everything right. Hi, Sandy Smith. Uh, I told her, I said, I'm going to go on live and we'll try to do a live. She wasn't available. And I said, well, we'll do a live this weekend, she and I, so that people can see you and talk to you or take comment. And then I read them to her. But I always try to check with Granny Pat every night, because she knows that I'm okay and I know she's okay and she knows mom's okay and so forth and so on. And that's kind of why I started this for y'all, because uh, it's okay, Melinda. I mistype all the time. Hell, I used to be a whole wit. Now I'm not even a half wit. So that's what we say in Texas. We're not even a half wit. Hi, Susan from the mountains. Good evening. Good to see you. Um, it's a blessing for y'all to be tuning in with me. And I hope I'm a blessing to y'all because, we're not alone out there. That's why I started this. Let's just talk about it or whatever. And if I can put a few things in perspective, then I will. One thing I'll tell y'all about my week just a little bit is, I thought I had hemochromatosis, which is iron overload. That's all it is. A lot of people have it. And if you get tested for the gene, and it came from, it's the tired, itchy skin after a hot bath, tired vision, kind of blurred vision, dizzy. There's a lot of Alan. Yeah, we're going to go to my sister's, the one that her husband has. Alan asked if we were going. Mother and I were going to somewhere for Thanksgiving. Yes, because my brother-in-law is the one that has cancer. I think we need to go this year and spend time. Usually we don't. Since the pandemic, we don't get out of the house. Hi, Jimmy. Glad you could come in. So, to answer everybody's question, it's been yes, Mother and I will go to my sister's, and I'm going to make Granny Pat's sweet potato dish, and I'm going to make those homemade big old schoolhouse rolls, and I haven't decided on which dessert. Now, y'all, that cranberry frangipane tart was good. And my waist, you can see it. I'm going to have to go up 2 pant sizes because cooking for y'all, I'm going to tell you, I go through that kitchen and I say, okay, I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to make this and videotape it, but I'm not going to eat it. Hell, y'all, I go through there with a spoon and I take a bite. I don't think it's going to hurt me, but after you take 65 spoons a day, that adds up. And then it adds up around your tire, So that's what's happening. Melinda, yummy. Yeah, them rolls, I've got to leave them out at my sister's because if not, I'll be in there swiping butter out of that tube or that tub on them rolls, and I'll eat a whole darn pan of them. That's why I don't make that stuff. I just don't know what to do when you have a cooking channel. You have to cook. I mean, but I don't know. If anybody's got any suggestions, I don't know how you can cook and not eat. We have to eat, but shoot, we didn't have all these desserts and stuff that I'd made when we had a restaurant and stuff. I didn't make this stuff, and now I can tell. But let me get back to what I was telling you. The hemochromatosis that I had, I thought was hemochromatosis. It's not. Zippity doo dah. You're so true. It's hard to not eat. I know it's hard not to. I was a size 32 pant. Every time when I modeled for Christian Dior, I was a 32 pant. And when I finished up, probably well, probably 2010, 2011, I was still 32 pence. Now I'm Dallas tenting awning. I mean, no, I'm probably about a 34, if the truth's known. So that, that's not too much spread for an old feller. Um, yeah, I had clothes. I would uh, model those clothes at the apparel mart, and then it didn't matter what suit it was, what piece of clothes. That's why I still have some clothes. Now, this one is not, uh, it won't close, so I wear it as a jacket shirt. But some of those clothes were very expensive, and I got them for $20 and $50. Suits for $50. A Christian Dior suit for $50. Some 20. It just depends. I've got every kind of linen suit there is, and most of those I can still wear the jacket. So, because you can put a tie on and stretch it out for a little bit. So that's kind of good. I made cowboy cookies and cheese broccoli cornbread with cottage cheese for a work function, and I ate too many cookies. I know, but there's nothing we can do. I just today. I mean, I've got recipes all around me, but here I was going through. I want to make some homemade cranberry apple butter, which I love, and it's not that fattening. But then I migrated from healthy food, then I'll migrate research into like pumpkin pie cinnamon rolls. My gosh, those calories. Raspberry thumbprint cookies. I'm just, I'll start with the salad menu, but by the time I get through, it's got cream horns and red velvet cake and chocolate this and chocolate that. I guess I'll always just I enjoy the sweets, and it's so sad that I had to get pre-diabetes because that was one thing I enjoyed, y'all, was the sweets. Okay, I'm not going to answer no more questions right this second. So I went and got the hemochromatosis. The only way you can get rid of your iron, if you have that, I don't have that. I have uh, something else. It's dealing with the blood. It's kind of like iron overload, but that's not exactly what I have. But I have too many red blood cells, and I could have told you an hour ago what it was, but not right now. So I had to still go get. I kept thinking I'll go get my blood out 1 pint and I'd feel better. So I thought it's got to be iron overload. Well, just so happened the last time I told y'all that I went and got my iron taken out. The next day I went and I got a blood CBC, complete blood count, and my iron test on the same day, which I have never done. Well, my iron was fine. The hematocrit was fine. So I thought, this is good. Well, now my iron's fine. And then I had a test done. That'd been 3 months ago when I did the bloodletting. My iron is fine, but my hematocrit. So I knew it was the red blood cells were overproducing. So I texted my doctor and I told him I need 3 or 4 different tests, and I'm going to get them Monday that'll show if I have whatever this was. I can't remember. It makes you lose your brain too. So I've got to what do you call it? Because that's it's affected me. I can't remember a thing, and I know it's not Alzheimer's or dementia because it's just that I know what I'm trying to think, but I can't say it. And maybe that's just age. I'm not sure. Don't ask how old I am because I'm not going to say, but not real old. Old enough to know better. Y'all, I was going to show y'all this. My stepbrother that had cancer that I was going to take care of in Dallas at the cancer center, carrying him back and forth. One Christmas he gave me this. This piece here is Homer Laughlin. But you see the gold, the 24 karat gold on these, and you see the figurines. Well, he gave me the whole set. It goes on the big dining table that I have that I'm going to get set up so I can video from there with this beautiful china. This is the sugar. But the plates, these plates are what I love. Now I'm going to tell you, this was by the HK China that did the gold plate on them. And so I went ahead and looked it up so that I could tell y'all, if you ever see these pieces, see here's the coffee, and the emblem is on the inside. Let me go ahead and just show you these so I can get, this is the big chop plate. That's the big chop plate. And this one is the small side plate that goes in it. Then we'll go to the platters. Several. I didn't bring them all out. But here's the platters. I love this set of china. I mean, I've got a lot of different sets, but I love this set because all my gold silverware, that sounds stupid, gold silverware. My silverware that has been gold plated, it works really well with that china. Now that china, if you see these, see this piece was made by Homer Laughlin. So there's 2 or 3 different knockoffs, probably. This was made by the W.S. George Pottery Company. It produced, this is called Radisson Gold Gilt Edge China. And the company went broke in 1955. So I think this would have probably been in the 1930s. But I'm so appreciative to my stepbrother for getting me this set of china, and he watches my shows, so I'd love it. I just haven't had it out because I didn't have no use for it, but now that I'm going to get the big table out, then I'll be able to put that out and use it. I guess we all have too much china, don't we? I mean, a lot of us too. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it all. I thought about having a sale, but then I thought I don't want people traipsing on my property. I don't, I just, with my mother being elderly, I just don't feel like it's a good. There's a string that's wearing the heck out of me. I'm not gonna worry about it now. But I just feel like that. I don't want a bunch of people traipsing on the property, and my mother being elderly like that, it might make her nervous. Or I think about my mother 24 hours, 7 days a week. I do not think about anybody else until she's taken care of, and that's just the way it is. My siblings know that. They might as well not call me if I'm busy with her, because I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm dealing with my mother, and that's what I came to do. That's why I'm here, and that's the way it's going to happen. Because I wasn't going to have her to go into a care home or a nursing home, because she'd already died. With the blood pressure and with the UTIs, and then the blood pressure dropping, and them not taking care of her or checking the blood pressure before they give the BP meds, I would have lost her already, because I just know when to withhold that. And now I've got her all the way off her blood pressure medicine, because she does not need it. Her blood pressure is at 92 years old. She just don't need it because her blood pressure is so low. And I keep her hydrated and stuff. The UTIs is what is a battle for me with her. And she doesn't drink pop. She doesn't drink anything, but she can have one little Kool-Aid, maybe. Something that's, that lemon stuff. One of y'all told me to get that lemon, little packages of lemon, and you can put it in water. Oh boy, it set her blood pressure her UTI, terrible, terrible, terrible. And it's supposed to be natural lemon powder or whatever's in those little things. Mm-mm. Nope, didn't work. No, I was going to tell you all about I'm kind of sad about something, a little bit. Uh, uh, One of my followers wrote me and said, if you don't, I don't know how she put it, but I'm not going to say who she is. You might see it. I don't know. But the video I did in the kitchen the other night that had the music. Now, you know the music is not me. I don't like that. I like to talk. I like to talk to y'all, uh, and explain things and all that. And she just told me on my comment, if you don't turn that music off, I am going to, uh, I don't know, crazy word, just uh, go away from your channel. Uh, and I thought to myself, I don't get paid for this. I do this because I want to. Y'all watch it because you want to. Just because there's music on a video, don't be ugly with me because I'll just take you off from my channel because I am not gonna have as much worry as I already do, keeping this house up, keeping my mother healthy, keeping me healthy, and then I read that comment today when I was in the doctor's office, and it just made me sick for the rest of the day. So I'm not gonna put up with them comments. I mean, y'all don't understand why there was music. She didn't even say, well, I'd rather for you to just not have music, or I'm not a fan of music, or uh, you know, the reason it happened was, if y'all remember the video when we first started after the internet had gotten fixed, there was the two cameras where I'm cooking at the stove and it's shooting down, it's pointing towards me in the kitchen. Well, if you remember, there was feedback, and my little mother come and said, "Oh, you're echoing." Well, that's what happened. See, that was the only second time I'd used that video program where it shot two cameras. And if you don't turn the sound off, the microphone off on one camera when you switch to the other camera, because I have no big production company, I don't have anybody to help me, then you get feedback. And that's why when I would have rather not had the music on, because I was explaining everything to y'all like I do and visiting. Then when I went to play that video back, there's the darn feedback. It was so bad, it was worse than the first video. It was just like I was in a bucket. So I thought, what am I going to do? It was the frangipane tart, the cranberry frangipane tart, I think, or the biscuits. I can't remember. But I had rather have had no words in the video and use my own voice, but I couldn't because the sound was so bad. So I had to just put everything, it was the biscuits. I had to put everything in the video in word boxes. And then I had to put the music in the background because it would have sure been boring if I hadn't have. But then I couldn't just cut the sound all the way out. So that's the reason. I mean, I'm not going to let things upset me because I know y'all do too. I know you have to. I mean, everybody in life lets things upset them, but I'm really easy nowadays because there's so much going on. I can't deal with it all. And so me talking to y'all will get it off my chest, and tomorrow I'll be a new little yellow bird. I'll be singing on the fence post again. I had to get it off my chest. I hope y'all understand that. I know you do. Well, I hope y'all are, let me see, there's 42, it's 24, 52, 13 ups. Yeah, I got 13 of these. That's sweet. That's good. Just list one word. If y'all comment with one word, and I'll try to read them. Uh, where are you going for Thanksgiving? I want to know. I do want to know. If you just comment, daughters, sons, church, not at home, you know. I've had a couple of people invite me to mother and I to come to their place, but Lord, I can't drive 500 miles or whatever it would be to go have Thanksgiving at one of y'all's places. I mean, it'd be lovely and we'd probably have a real good time. But you have to realize that's why I don't travel right now. It's because I can't take my mother with me. I could. She just, she doesn't like to travel anymore. She doesn't like to fly. She won't go on a cruise ship. And so I'm just, um, you know, I'll do it one day. And I've been all over the place anyway. There's no really anywhere I want to go again. I mean, I'd like to go back to Europe, yes. I'd like to go to the museums. I'd like to go to the new Cairo Museum in Egypt. That just opened partially. I'd even like to go back to Washington again and go through the Smithsonian's and all that stuff. There's a lot of museums that I've been to, but there's a lot that I haven't. But there's a lot of stuff that most people, if you think about it, that in the United States, they'll go to Cozumel or they'll go to Belize or they'll go to Europe or they'll, uh, but they have never been to most places in the United States. There's a lot of good places here. Um, and I'd like to go back to New Orleans. I'd like to go to back to Asheville, North Carolina. I'd like to go to back to New York City quite often because the plays are wonderful. My friend texted me today and said she was taking her children out. They're not little, but they're semi-adult to see The Wicked. I saw that on stage uh, in New York, and my friend Dodie Goodman. I don't know if y'all remember Dodie Goodman. Um, she's been dead a good while. She was Mary Hartman Show, and she and I were fabulous friends. I'll still remember her phone number, 212-799-3005, which it wouldn't matter if I told it now or not because she don't have it. But I would go to New York and we would go to the Metropolitan Opera and Museum, and it was just a fantastic time. We'd eat at Tavern on the Green, and she was such a fun person. But all those stars that I knew, they're gone. You know, they up and kicked the bucket on me. All my friends have too, nearly, because I was always one to be inspired by older people. Even when I was young, I loved to be around older people because I think I was raised by my grandmother, and mother being as old. I was, let's see, nearly 40 by the time. I mean, she was nearly 40 by the time she had me. So, you know, it makes a difference. No, she was, let's see, 30, she was in her 30s, I think. I don't know. I'd have to ask her. She'd tell you. I don't even know because I was just born, so I have no idea. I was just a baby. Wonder why y'all's comments are not coming up. I don't know. Y'all, this stuff is just still, I'm just still like a dumb nut because I have learned and tried to learn, and it just seems that something new comes up every day that I have no idea what it means or on all the video technology, and I haven't got back with the videographer to help me. I haven't got back with the chef lady that I told y'all I met. That's real sweet. But you know, we have such a fast life, and we're just trying to keep our family in order. We're trying to keep ourselves in order. We're trying to keep the groceries bought. We're trying to keep the the cow milked and the cat fed and the dog at, and the wolf back from the door and all that. And it just seems like it'll eventually slow down. I guess after the holidays, because today, y'all, that there is so much people. There were so many. I guess they've decided. Well, next Thursday's Thanksgiving, so I guess they decided maybe they got their paycheck today or something, and they went and was going to buy groceries or whatever. I'd already gone to the grocery store several times because y'all know they say there's an egg shortage. Well, I've got plenty of eggs. It's just accident, and Granny Pat's trunk, her car's full of toilet paper, so I guess we could ship them through the mail if she and I needed eggs or toilet paper. But I've got all the things we need, and Thanksgiving will be a blessing for all of us. I hope it is for you. It's going to be for us. A lot of my family's not doing really well right now. So we're going to try to celebrate as good as we can. And I don't know what I'm going to make next. I've got some sirloin I've got to do something with. Bought it at the country grocery store. They had the sirloin on sale, which I hardly ever buy because I don't eat red meat a lot at all because of the blood. But they had it on sale, so I thought, okay, we'll do something with sirloin. I don't know what it'll be. But I froze those biscuits the other day, so they freeze well. And if you'll just take them out and put them in the microwave, because I'm not a fan of leftovers like that, but they worked good. Mother, can you believe it? She got up this morning and said, I think instead of cereal, I'll have one of those biscuits with butter and that strawberry jam you got. I was very surprised because she doesn't eat biscuits a lot. And I whipped in that kitchen and I got her some coffee and a biscuit, and that's what she had. And I had the same, but I had a 2 eggs to go with it. And it was really good. Those biscuits, I only put them in the microwave, though, for the angel biscuits is what I'm talking about for you that don't know. Those come out really big and good. It's the yeast. When you put that yeast in that biscuit and let it set, it froths and fluffs up. And then when you bake them, it just continues to go to the heavens. I guess that's why they're called angel biscuits. But they were good. Even in the microwave, I only put them in there for like 23 seconds. You don't want to, or they'll get spongy and tough. If you cook something like that too long, it'll get spongy and tough. And I use lard in them, see. I keep messing with my papers here on my desk. But I use lard in them. I guess probably Crisco and all that you could use with them, but I use lard. I've got to figure out about candies and things like that. I imagine one of my followers wrote me and said, "Oh, she had an extraordinary menu." I can't remember all of it, but it was good. It's my friend from Arkansas. Just a great menu, and I thought, boy, your family's going to be living in high cotton, eating all that good food. So we'll talk before then. Maybe this weekend, if Granny Pat wants to, we'll go live. If everything works out, I'm still crossing my fingers, y'all, about this internet because it's okay right now. But when I have another person on here, I'm still kind of iffy about. It says that I'm getting a gigabyte of power. Well, I don't think I'm getting a gigabyte of power, whatever that means. I just don't think it's coming on through here. Let's see how long we've been on. We've been on 34 minutes, so that's pretty good. So I'm fixing to go, and I just wanted to touch base so y'all wouldn't, because it's been 3 days and a little over since I did the recipe, and I haven't done a live chat, and I was doing it faithfully, and then I just got depressed. I'll just be honest with you. I got depressed, and I didn't feel like I had too much to do, and I just didn't feel like getting them. I got out of bed. Now, I didn't stay in the bed. I have before, but when I just felt so depressed, and I get to thinking about my nephew that was killed around the holiday in October, and I just get to thinking about stuff, and I get depressed, and I try not to let myself, but it's just dark. I get dark, and so So that's the real reason I didn't come on, because I didn't want to depress y'all. So I'll talk to you soon. And I wish y'all was here to chat, but we're doing it really good here. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye, y'all.